Alright guys, we're going back in the garage today, and this time working back on that Lexus to see what we can find. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I can fix this a lot cheaper than I did before. Let me rephrase that. A lot cheaper than I initially thought before. Oh no. That's fine. At least I have the jump box. I still need to charge this battery up a lot more than it was. Fuck. Okay, while I'm pulling apart the thermostat again to add the new O-ring in that I picked up, I'm also going to be throwing in some RTB, and I'm also charging the battery, because obviously it needs to be charged up a heck of a lot more than it was before. But this should be a good project, and I should be able to get a lot done. And once I figure out the overheating issue, then I'll dive into other stuff like interior work, and I don't know if I'll dive into paint work at all, but it may be fun to test out some stuff if I can find, hey, little jumping spider. If I can find some paint that just matches this in just like an aerosol, see if I can do some little stuff, maybe not even repaint this, maybe just sand this off and put a clear coat over it, wow. But up here, if I can get the clear coat to lay nicely on that, Jesus, I cannot speak today. Sorry guys, we're struggling together. Maybe I can tape off where this other taped off mark is, sand it, and then repaint to match this, and then re-clear this whole thing in to kind of blend it in and make it look even. So we'll see. Maybe get some either trim spray to go over that, some trim black, or I can wrap it, which I'm not very good at, but wrapping something like that that's flat and straight, it's a lot easier than wrapping something like this, that the top came out good, the bottom did not, because I had to wrap it around and it stretched. So yeah, that I've got to figure out how I'm going to get that off. I also have to figure out door panels for this thing, but slowly but surely, we're going to get there. That would be nice to do a little touch up on. Whatever, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's dive into this and get this frickin' thermostat resealed and go from there. I feel like we've been here before because, well, guess what? We have. All right, so getting the 12. Not even using gloves because it's simple. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I feel like, what's his face up in the poo? Tigger. That's his name. And apparently this is actually the coolant fill. You're supposed to fill the coolant there, not in here, because that doesn't actually fill the cooling system. That just fills the expansion bottle, which I guess makes sense, but at the same time it doesn't. So this is supposed to have a gasket here on top of this O-ring as well. So that's my plan, is to clean this off nicely with some brake clean and get also just this new gasket in, because yeah, this O-ring looks great. Looks like it's in great condition. Just replace it anyway though. I bet that plastic housing is just warped, and it's supposed to have a gasket there to help with sealing, and if it doesn't, then you're gonna be like me and just use some RTB, because that is a cheap alternative. But we're getting this all figured out now. So once I get coolant in here, or let me rephrase this, once I get this all back together, I'm gonna fill this up with coolant through that little fill. But where's my brake clean? I need to brake clean everything off. Oh, stop it. Nope, come on. Nope, that did not work. Roll it. All right. I completely missed that. So we will just RTV this plastic housing, go on full send, and see what happens. Of course, that RTV still takes 30 minutes to set up, so I'm just gonna put it together, fill it with coolant, and then go from there. All right, I don't want to really get this on my hands. Where is one of my extra large gloves that are too big for me? Perfect. Perfect. So now we'll stick that on. Come on. Now I can pull this glove off. Sorry, I'm being a little bit more silent in this video because I'm just trying to get stuff done. This may just end up being B-roll. We're gonna find out. Cool. Perfect. Stick that there. Well, hopefully there is enough RTV in there because it doesn't even look like it's pushed out over here at all. So I wonder if this coolant neck is just really, really warped. But we're gonna find out after that sets up. So we're gonna give that like 30 minutes or so. I'm still just gonna top off the cooling system now because it'll be fine. All right, that is a 17. Okay, let's go this way because I'd rather that. All right, now time for this. There we go. Now she be full. All right, trying to find that coolant housing is a pain in the neck. So that's why I'm just going for the RTV trick, because I feel like if I can't find this damn thing, it'll just have to wait 2 weeks for it to come in. Cool. Now let's take our time. Do it right. We can do it, baby. Do it tonight. Take your time. Bet no one knows that song. Okay, looking very, very closely in there, I'm gonna turn you guys sideways for a second. The very top squished out RTV, but lower than that, there's no RTV squishing out. I think I still see a gap in there, so I don't believe this is gonna work, but it's worth a shot. We'll see. Worst case scenario, I just get another thermostat neck housing like I initially was going to, but this is the test. Okay, yeah, I'd say it's been about 30 minutes or so, something like that, and yeah, it's pretty hardened up. I mean, it's still slightly tacky, ever so slightly, but it does say you can wait 30 minutes and then you can just drive this sucker, so that's probably what I'm gonna do here. Unplug this charger and we're gonna go from there. This hopefully should have charged up somewhat enough to be able to make a difference. Now, I was thinking, oh, that's not good. That's fine. All right, I was thinking if that did charge up, or not charge up, if that did seal up anything, it would have sealed up around the O-ring where the thermostat actually is. So we're just gonna test drive this and see what we come up with. I hate that it has like a seatbelt dimmer like a Ford. But yeah, fire's right up now. Need a little charge, see? All right. Perfect. All right, just gotta make sure we do not hit the FRS or anything else. Damn, I'm very close, but that's fine. I mean, that's the hood of the FRS. And there's the MR2, also right next to me. So, yeah, I'll see you guys here in a minute. Okay, as of right now, we are up to operating temp. And yeah, we're gonna see what all happens here. Obviously, mainly my point is I need to get it up to operating temp, and then I need to take it back to the house, check for leaks, and see if it, starts leaking. Obviously, so that's the plan as of right now. Right now, we're making good progress, though. Okay, based upon the noises it's making, I think it's leaking again. We're gonna see here in a second. So, let's find out. It's fine, it's fine. I was expecting this. And this was like, best case scenario. Well, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't look wet in there. Let's see. Well, it is dry as a bone, guys. So now, basically that tells me I have to look for pretty much any other leak since it's dry as a bone. Yeah. Well, so far we're good. Honestly, I think I just need to drive this thing and see what happens. I mean, coolant temp is staying perfect, right where it should be. So I almost think we're in the good. All right, I'm gonna take this and just keep driving it and see what we can find out. Okay, it did me confused for a second because the temperature kept rising and rising and rising, and then the it wasn't blowing out any heat, and I was like, well, what's going on? And I'm guessing it pushed through. Interrupt me while I'm talking. The temperature kept rising and there was no heat blowing out, so I was like, what the heck's going on? So then I drove it, and then the temperature just dropped like immediately, and then heat started coming out. So I'm like, it's working out all those air bubbles. So I'm just gonna drive it and see what happens. We're gonna have some fun here. Okay, I've been driving this thing for like the past 20 minutes, and that temperature is staying perfect, right where it should be. So I honestly don't think I'm worried about it at this point. I don't think I have any more leaks. I think it's just good. We'll see though. Okay guys, I just pulled the MR2 up here where I usually have the Miata because we're expecting a real bad hailstorm, and that's something I'm trying to keep this away from. We're expecting like 1 to 2 inch sized hail, so I'm just going to keep this under here for a few days anyway. Yeah, and just kind of see. This I'm not too worried about with hail because it's already got some hail. Definitely not worried about that. Obviously not worried about that or that. The FRS has full coverage, so I could say full send. The Talon, well, it's beached there. The Lexus, yeah, I don't have to worry about that. And then of course the Escalade already has a bunch of hail as well. And Miata, it is a golf ball if you guys haven't seen it in a hot minute. So definitely not worried about that. Even with the new soft top, the soft tops are actually pretty resilient to hail unless they're like grapefruit sized, but usually the hail actually just bounces off of it. It's pretty funny. So, all right, well, I have driven the Lexus quite a bit. I even had my dad drive it, and can't find anything wrong with it. So we're gonna pull it over here and kind of mess with it, see if I can find anything else wrong with it engine-wise. If not, then I'm gonna start looking for parts on Facebook Marketplace to start replacing some of the interior components. So like armrest, door cards, things like that, because obviously the interior is not in the best of shape. So that's what I figured I would start with, is interior stuff, and then maybe work on the exterior stuff, but we'll see. All right, back under the hood, but we're gonna look at this 1UZ yet again. All right, so now that's still full, which makes no sense, considering I didn't do anything other than drive this thing. It should have bled out all the air bubbles, but maybe I'll crack this open and see if there's anything in there. Yeah, I think we're looking good. I'm gonna get brake fluid for this thing as well. So, you know what? Brake fluid actually sounds like a tomorrow problem. I can also get it very cheap at my work, so that's actually what I should do. Anyway, I know this is a shorter video, but I at least got the Lexus flip car running and driving. And yeah, doesn't matter. Whatever. Hope you guys had a good day, having a good time with whatever you're doing, whatever project you're working on, house project, car project, life rebuilding project, I don't know. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. We'll be doing something on something around here, whether it's that, or one of the other clowning cars. Anyway, please like, subscribe, share, and just remember, don't quit on a body that won't quit.